What you are about to watch is a tutorial of how to pass the game without taking any damage. Feel free to use any of these strategies, but listen carefully to the comments before trying them by yourself.
Resident Evil.
Hello everybody, this is a no save no damage run of Resident Evil. Getting the worst ending with Jill Valentine on real survivor mode. Alright, so as always I play at 60 FPS and I play the game on simple Chinese language because the language you can scroll the text faster. But let's go with the difference between real survivor. So on real survivor it's basically the same as hard difficulty, but with two main differences. You don't have auto aim and the item boxes are not linked. So as always we go to the door 2 times, then we go to Barry. Oh, never mind, I fucked up this time because I didn't go 2 times to Wesker. So I will just go for the classic intro of the game. And by that Barry will kill a zombie and we can continue. So there are 3 main things you need to learn in this game to make efficient runs. The first one is the stair skating. And the way you can stair skate is like this, and you just have to tap the run button while you're going up or going down the stairs. And by tapping I mean you have to spam the run button. The second thing you need to learn is how to spam cancel. It's very useful for Jill on some bosses and for Chris on some other sections of the game. And the third and last thing you need to learn is how to use the tank controls with the D-pad and how to use the alternate controls with the left stick, because when you activate alternate controls, the D-pad remains as a tank control, but the left stick lets you make different movement, like crazy 360 spins and things like that. So right here you just go and pick up the handgun bullets and then stay behind the statue. The zombie will come for you. Sometimes he will be very docile and he won't try to grab you, like on this occasion. If that happens and he never tries to grab you, just go around him when there's enough space between the zombie and the hallway. And some other times, of course, he will try to grab you, but because you are behind the statue, he will miss the grab. Because we don't have auto aim, we have to aim to the zombies. And with Jill, you can kill both. It's okay, you can kill both. To be honest, is the best. And it's because Jill doesn't need to use the handgun anymore. She will be using the shotgun, and the handgun will be useful for the aquarium later in the game. So zombies and every enemy in this game make a particular sound when they are fully dead or without HP. It's that sound, like they are choking. And every enemy makes a particular sound, so it's like the dogs scream, the hunters make a particular scream as well, and things like that. So the item management will be, or in my opinion, is the hardest part of Real Survivor. Because the item boxes are not linked and can become a little frustrating maybe to manage your items efficiently. With Jill you won't feel it so much because Jill has 8 item slots. With Chris is more a pain in the ass, to be honest. And the auto aim is not really a big issue, because there are plenty of ways you can aim on this game. You can aim with the D-pad if you want like a correctly aiming, or you can even aim with the left stick. Right here I'm just avoiding to pick up the first dagger because I'm very confident with the run. But there's a dagger on that hallway. If you push one of the shells or those things. Right here, as long as you keep running and just pick up the chemical and then leap, you should be fine. There's another dagger in the bathroom if you want, but I'm gonna skip that. I'm just gonna pick up the dagger that is on the shotgun room. So with Jill, you can just pick up the shotgun and you don't need the broken shotgun like with Chris, because Barry will save you. Unfortunately, the Jill sandwich dialogue is gone.
Okay.
Barry says something similar, but it's not the same. So this is shoutouts to Carcinogen SDA. The first shotgun shell will always decapitate the zombie as long as you aim up. So that's why you will always decapitate the zombie. I used to think that you will always decapitate that zombie no matter what, but it's because the first shotgun shell always decapitates zombies. Just save the handgun and the knife and then leave the room. Staircase up. And wait the zombie here. Aim down and shoot. This is the best thing you can do. Because when you shoot a zombie on the legs, you can disable them and you can just pass around them when they are falling down. That dodge is very precise, and you have to perform it as soon as you enter to that hallway, otherwise the zombie will change a little his position and you won't be able to perform it and the zombie will grab you in the back. To be honest, I strongly recommend you to shoot him in the leg, because Jill is a little slower than Chris, so with Jill it's a little risky to perform that dodge. With Chris it's like more consistent, like 100% consistent even. But with Jill, you will get hit a lot of times just because of that.
Jill.
What about...
So the zombie right here will never change his position. He only changes his position when you pick up the broken shotgun or you visit this particular room for the 4th time, I think. But anyway, right here, equip the shotgun, use the dog whistle and stand up right in this corner. Aim directly, it's not necessary to aim down. When the dog is in front of you, shoot him, then pump cancel and shoot him a second time. The dog will always die with 2 shotgun shells. And that was the pump cancel, by the way. And also kill the zombie. It's okay if you don't decapitate him, you just have to kill him. He won't become a Crimson Head. Oh well, maybe he can become a Crimson Head, but I think it's very rare, or maybe you have to be very slow in the game for him to become a Crimson Head. So in this game, Crimson Heads is a new addition, right? On Classic, the Crimson Head didn't exist. If you don't kill us, if you don't decapitate or you don't incinerate a zombie, they will become Crimson Heads. To be honest, it's not really an issue with Jill. As long as you're fast and as long as you don't kill the zombies that you know they can become Crimson Heads and can be a problem. Because unfortunately the shotgun won't always decapitate zombies. There's like a certain amount of chance of decapitating zombies. So because of that, the best way to avoid Crimson Head is to not create them. Or maybe create Crimson Heads on the spots that you know zombies will despawn after the Plant 42. And they will be like replaced by hunters. For example, the zombie that is on this hallway right now, that we will pass, this the hallway of the piano room. Do not kill him. Otherwise he can become Crimson Head if you don't decapitate him. And it can be a problem after the Plant 42. The grenade launcher is on Forrest's body, as always. And when I say as always, it's like on the Classic. There's also a dagger in this room, if you want to pick it up. The dagger is right on the left, right here. Forrest will never wake up unless you go to the end of this room. It's not necessary to go to the end because there's nothing. But if you don't go, as you can see, Forrest will never wake up, so... So it's mandatory to backtrack to the serum room and then bring it to Richard. You can let Richard die. And to be honest with Jill, it's not really an issue if you let him die. Because the assault shotgun with Jill is not necessary. Unless you really want it, but to be honest, it's not really necessary, so you can let Richard die if you want. It will only change that on the game. With Chris it's like change one more thing if you let him die, so... But with Jill it's just that. So right here, save the acid rounds and the yellow key and pick up the serum. Do not save the grenade launcher. To the zombie you can dodge him if he's like far right or far left, but most of the time he will be in the center of the hallway and he won't allow you to dodge him. So that's why I just go and shoot him in the leg. I entered the room because I want the electric stuff for a defense item. So if a zombie grabs you, you can use a defense item, unless they grab you from your back, right, or behind you. So the main reason I saved the acid rounds on that save room is because for the Yawn fight later in the game, like after the first half hour of the game, I will go and pick up those acid rounds. They are very useful for Yawn fight, so that's the main reason. Because remember, item boxes are not linked, so on every item box you left an item, you can only retrieve it from that specific item box, not from another one. So after you save Richard, continue. There are 2 zombies you want to kill. First this one. Or you can disable him if you want, but I recommend you to kill him, because he will enter to this room after you light up the candles, and he can be a problem if you are not fast enough. The main strat, of course, is to lure him around the table. But to be honest, I strongly recommend you to just kill that zombie. Do not let him alive, and do not let you grab with this zombie, because you are losing time. But if you let him grab you, as you can see, you have enough time to just pick up the missing notes and leap. But it's very risky, as you can see. So just kill both zombies. You have enough shotgun shells, so you don't have to worry about that. Because to be honest, after you kill those 2 zombies, you just only have to take care about 2 more zombies, and you just have to disable them. You don't have to kill them, so it will be 2 more shotgun shells, or even 1, I think. No, it's only 1 more zombie, yeah. So it will take you 2 shotgun shells, or 1, yeah, just 1. Right here is important, do not forget to pick up the wooden shield, otherwise you will have to dodge this zombie on the hallway 1 more time. Right here you have 2 options. You can strafe this zombie, like I'm doing it, but I failed, and do not use an electric device. But it's okay if you let him grab you, because by using a defense item you won't kill him, so that's the main goal. Do not kill that zombie. And you can even shoot him in the leg if you want. And there's a really rare case on which you will kill a zombie by shooting them in the leg. It's very rare to happen, but it can happen. Maybe you will have bad luck and you will shoot that zombie in the leg and he will be dead. So that's a really bad luck, because if the zombie doesn't make a 180-degree grab immediately, he can grab you in your back because he didn't do that right. But it's also very rare to happen. But the dodge is always the same, just go like far left for this you have to move the large gear 2 times. And then leave the puzzle. Alright, so for Yawn you have 3 options, or even more maybe. But the main options is that you can only dodge Yawn, go pick up the mask and leave the room. Or you can fight him or even let Richard kill him or stun him, and you will retrieve Richard's shotgun by doing that, but I won't do that, so just start running, be careful about not getting stuck on the first pillar, then wait for the Yawn be behind you and then go around the second pillar. You have to wait until Yawn is behind you, otherwise he will like cut your way. And he can even pass through the pillar. Yawn likes to cheat, so be careful. And by doing that you are not able to pick up Richard's shotgun. But as I told you, it's not really necessary, so it's okay. And then just shoot this zombie in the leg and you're super okay. But for example, if you fight Yawn or you let Richard deplete his HP, you will be able to pick up his shotgun because he will die anyway. It's only a matter of another cutscene will trigger and then you will be able to pick up his shotgun. But I don't recommend it because it's kinda risky. It's more effective to just go pick up the mask and leave. Remember, you didn't kill the zombie right here, so just go far right. You'll always dodge him like that. Right here I check out my inventory and I notice that I don't have enough space. So just go to the item box and leave the lighter and maybe the shotgun, yeah. It's not really necessary to leave the shotgun, to be honest, just leave the lighter. So pick up the golden bee or golden wasp, combine it with the other stuff and then pick up the real one. Put here the yellow one or the golden one and then put the normal one on the other and activate the puzzle. So with Jill you have less time. So as soon as you pick up the Mooncrest, a cutscene will trigger. This doesn't count as damage, of course. But after the cutscene ends, just pick up the Mooncrest and leap as fast as you can, otherwise the wasp can sting you and that will count as damage, of course. Right, start ski down and go to the item box and pick up the shotgun just in case. Oh yeah, and also pick up the handgun. Yeah, that's really important. You have to pick up the handgun because you need the handgun for the aquarium. And that's a little main difference, as you can see on the door I used before this door of the art room. The door doesn't disable, maybe you can see it, is like on hard difficulty. If you use it a lot of times you won't be able to use it anymore. But on Real Survivor that doesn't happen. It's like a little difference. Alright, so there are no many things to learn about the Crimson Head. There's a lot of strats you can pull off, of course. But with Jill, do not complicate yourself, so just use the grenade launcher. The more complicated thing you will notice on this fight on Real Survivor is to aim correctly. Because as you will see right now, I will fucked up and I will miss like 3 explosive rounds. So just quick turn, equip the grenade launcher, and do not miss like I've been doing it. Fortunately, the third one I was able to hit with the explosive round. And then I just equip the shotgun and wait for the slash, and then start shooting. You don't have how to aim, so you have to quick turn fast with the left stick after he make a slash or make a grab, and you have a decent amount of distance between you and the Crimson Head. So what the best thing you can do, and you will see that on the best ending, is that after a cutscene ends, equip the grenade launcher, quick turn and move a little to the left. Of course you have to press the right D-pad because you are on a inverse camera. But just a little, and by doing that you will always hit the Crimson Head from the distance, and you won't miss the explosive rounds like I did. Also here, just shoot the zombie in the leg if you want with the shotgun, or shoot him one explosive round directly. To be honest, it's more efficient to shoot him in the leg because sometimes he will tank an explosive round, believe it or not. There's a dog behind you, so don't waste time, just use the emblem and leap. This puzzle is always the same. You have to move the red one to the W and the blue one to the N. So there are plenty of puzzles that are the same in this game, and there are some others that are random, or will be always random. And it's really cool because it will make you run or every run fresh. So right here, run, and when you're in the middle of the crowds, start walking. By doing that, you will never aggro the crowds. And then you can start running again if you want. And on the way out is exactly the same. So also in Resident Evil 1 Remake there are new sections like this one. This doesn't exist under Classic. And there's also a new addition of a new enemy. And it's Lisa. Lisa is invincible, by the way. You cannot kill her, you can just stun her if you want, like you stun Nemesis. But it's just a waste of ammo because Lisa won't throw you like a supply case, like Nemesis did. So the best way to deal with Lisa is to just maybe stagger her like I will do it, or just dodge her. So the Magnum will always stagger Lisa with just one Magnum round. That's one of the main reasons I pick up the Magnum. So this cutscene you cannot skip it, by the way. When you regain control of Jill, aim and shoot because you already equipped the Magnum. If you didn't equip it, you have time to equip it, so don't worry. And after you shoot one time, just unequip the Magnum and start running straight and get close to the wall. And by doing that, if maybe Lisa tried to attack, you will miss. So that's the main reason you have to stick close to the wall. And always run straight, do not try to run a little to the right or to the left, because you will always like push Lisa, and that's completely okay. And it's 100% consistent. It's possible to perform that strat with the shotgun if you want, but it will take you between 2 or 3 shotgun shells, and you have to cancel, otherwise Lisa will be very close to you and will just attack you. So outside there's a cutscene, and after the cutscene, equip the Magnum, aim and shoot, then go backwards until the wall doesn't let you go backwards anymore, and then continue aiming and just wait. When the dogs appear on the camera, shoot. There are 3 dogs on this section. Sometimes you will kill 2 dogs with just 1 Magnum round, but it's very rare to happen. Like most of the time you will use 3 Magnum rounds in this section. But maybe you will be lucky enough, so. And on a very almost 0.01% of the times you won't kill a dog with just 1 Magnum round. If that happens, just equip the shotgun and killing the dog with the shotgun. Do not waste another Magnum. A round that's a completely waste, so don't do that. Because if by some reason the dog's still alive after 1 Magnum round, it's because it's like 10 HP or something like that. So. And also it's not necessary to aim, you just have to press the aim button and you don't have to move the aiming. Alright, so for the guest house, I used to think this was called a guard house, because in the classic it was called a guard house. But I'm pretty sure on the remake it's called a guest house. But anyway, the only weapon you need is the handgun. You can also pick up the shotgun if you want to disable the zombie on the first bathroom. Maybe you are making like a no-hit run and you don't want to get grabbed. You can use that strat for that. So right here, just go downstairs, pick up the red book, and then go upstairs. You can go around the spider, or if the spider is on the door, like on this occasion, that's the best RNG, because you can just leave the room. It's even possible to just leave the room even if the spider is on the floor, like directly. And I use that on invisible enemy because I cannot see if the spider is on the floor or not, so. But maybe you're a little scared and the spider will be on the floor, you can just go around the spider like I did it on the hard difficulty runs. So enter to the bathroom, pick up the key, and then a zombie will try to enter. You can avoid him enter if you want, but the strat is to lure him inside, and then you can strap, or you can use a defense item, or you can shoot him in the leg with the shotgun, of course, and then just leave the room or the bathroom. By doing that, the zombie will stay on that bathroom forever, so you will have free movement on the bedroom outside. So, and you will pass to that bedroom 3 more times. So that's the best thing you can do without zombie. So with Jill, it's very important the order you pick up the items right here. You have to go and pick up the self-defense gun, and then you have to enter to the bathroom. You cannot do it on another order, like try to pick up the control key ROM and then pick up the self-defense gun, because if you do that, the zombie that is hanging on the bedroom, he will fall down and he will be a problem. So that's why the order with Jill is very important here. Alright, so Neptune's aquarium, or the shark's aquarium, however you want to call it. Of course, in real survival is a little difficult, so equip the self-defense the self-defense gun before the cutscene, and then move a little to the left, aim and shoot, and then leave the room. But because you are on an inverse camera, you have to press the right D-pad button to move to the left. And then right here, just aim and move a little to the right, and start shooting between 6 or 8 times, and the shark is dead when they make like that animation and that particular sound, like shaking on the water. So it's not really hard on real survival. It's a little harder on hard difficulty because you don't have auto aim, of course, but as you can see, it's also possible. It's even possible on invisible enemy. It's just about to know when to move and where to aim at the specific time. And the main reasons I reset the room 2 times is because I want to de-aggro Neptune. Because I didn't mention that when you reset rooms in this game, you will reset the aggro of the enemies, also the position of the enemies, but you will also reset the HP value, so you have to be careful with the last thing.
Emergency. Unknown source of pressure detected. Locking all doors to achieve
on this puzzle,
safety.
everything is always the same. The only part will change every time. It's the pressure thing. That can be number 1, number 2, or number 3.
Reaching 30% of pressure threshold. Reaching 50% of pressure threshold. Activate emergency drainage system immediately.
So after you make the puzzle, you leave the room, and there's magnum bullets or magnum rounds on the floor. Do not forget that, I completely forget it. But it's also okay if you forget it, because you will come back to that part one more time. or 2 more times even. For Neptune you have 2 options. You can dodge the auto attack that he makes after you trigger this cutscene. And that speedrun strat is very consistent, but it's risky. Or you can just push this thing and then electrocute Neptune. I always do this strat. I never tried the speedrun strat like 100%, or to know if it's 100% consistent. But I'm pretty sure it is, as long as you make a correct movement. It's risky because Neptune can hit you and you will die when just receive damage. And it's game over, because this is no save. And also no damage, of course, right? Yeah, dude, I completely forget to pick up those Magnum rounds. I think I will like enter on a mental crisis when I realize that. I think I enter on a mental crisis when I realize that I have 4 spaces for making the B-Jolt. But it's okay, because we will come back one more time to use the B-Jolt. So go to the gallery room and try to be fast. Do not fuck around or the wasp will sting you on this section. So just go, pick up the insecticide and leap. No, sorry, you don't have to leap. Pick up the insecticide and go for the B-Jolt room. So this puzzle is random, but the numbers are always 3, 5, 6. The order is random. So for the B-Jolt, you should have only 3 item slots, not 4, because you should have pick up the Magnum rounds. So pick up 3 empty bottles, fill up 1 with the number 3, and then fill up 2 with water. The water is number 1, by the way. And then combine water with number 3 and combine another water with number 6. And then pick up another 6. So right here, combine number 6 with 1, right? I'm picking up 2 6 because I will combine 1 6 with 1, then combine number 6 with number 4, then number 10 with number 7, you have 17, and just pick up number 3 and combine it with number 17 and you have the B-Jolt. It's a little faster with 4 empty bottles, but it's also fast with only 3. And of course it's mandatory to have 3, you cannot create a B-Jolt with only 2 empty bottles, you need always 3, not less. So after you kill the wasp, you have to backtrack to the aquarium. So after you use the B-Jolt, you can discard all the empty bottles. And because we use the B-Jolt, it's not necessary to fight the Plant 42. There will be a cutscene where Barry kills the Plant 42. So this is only a visual glitch. It doesn't give any kind of advantage, only happens because I cancelled the reading of the document very fast. So that's why the white book stayed on its place. So do not think that I'm cheating or something like that. So before you get out of the guest house, you have to make some item management, because you left on the item box of the guest house some very important weapons that you will need later in the game, like the grenade launcher and the shotgun. But leave the handgun. The handgun is not useful anymore in the game, so just leave it. So leave the handgun, leave the self-defense gun, and pick up the grenade launcher, the magnum, the shotgun, and the crank as well. So right now there are two sections, and one of them it's really complicated and is one of the sections that will kill most of your runs. The first one is the dogs. The dogs is not really a big problem. For the dogs, the only things you have to do is, as soon as you enter to the section, aim and shoot. So first aim and move a little to the left, of course, because you don't have auto aim. Shoot and just keep aiming in the same direction. Just wait for the second dog. When the second dog appears on the camera, shoot him. And on a very rare occasion, that dog won't die with just one magnum bullet. If that happens, shoot him with the shotgun. Do not waste another magnum bullet. And right now it comes the worst section, in my opinion. So start running, move to the left, and stand up right in this corner, equip the shotgun, aim and shoot. Then get close to the right and then go back. Both snakes jump, aim down, shoot, and bait the jump of the third one. Or it's the fourth one, to be exact. But sometimes the last snake won't jump. So wait for the sound, and even sometimes won't make the sound. So just like get close to the right 2 times and then go around. The first one, on a very rare occasion, won't die with one shotgun shell, but that's really rare, like 0.01%. And you will notice because she will still like moving. She won't make like the movement when it's dead. But it's very rare to happen, to be honest. And because you don't have auto aim, it's impossible that Jill can troll you with the auto aim. Sometimes on hard difficulty, Jill aim back because there are some snakes behind her. Right here, get close. If the hunter is very close to you, like this time, and it doesn't go backwards, that's the worst RNG. So you have to take a space between you and the hunter and then shoot. Do not try to shoot him immediately, because there's a big chance that he can immediately attack you. And as you can see, the hunters in this game, it doesn't matter if they are on a middle jump, you can also shoot them even when you're aiming indirectly. On the classic that doesn't happen, because on the classic when the hunters are jumping and you try to shoot directly, you will miss the shot. So for example, in the classic, if you want to shoot a hunter middle air, you have to aim up. On this game, it's not like that. On the item box, leave everything except the grenade launcher and the shotgun, I think, and of course the mansion key. But leave the magnum. The magnum will be useful for the black tiger later in the game. So since this point of the game, since the last item box that we just used after the hunters, is when the item management becomes like pretty hard and very important, because that item box will be the one that you will use the most. So for the spiders, just keep running and get close to the left wall when you are about to face the last spider, the feared one. It's 100% consistent, by the way. Right here I like to kill the zombies. You can also strap them, you can use defense item or disable them by shooting them in the legs. And this is the main reason I save explosive rounds on the Crimson Head fight, so I can have explosive rounds for this section. And yeah, you don't have to bring the shotgun, I missed that. So you have to save the shotgun and the magnum on the item box after the hunters. Just bring the explosive rounds. It's very important you bring the grenade launcher because you will need the grenade launcher for the Yawn fight. And the acid rounds are on the other item box that we will visit right now. If by any chance you don't have explosive rounds, because maybe you use it on Crimson Heads on some other section, you can use defense items on this part. But remember to pick them up, right? Because I didn't pick up a lot of defense items. Right here, run to the wall that I run, and then start walking for the camera change. And by doing that, that zombie will always go far right, so you can just go far left and you will evade him. Right here, pick up everything. And then leap. So because this is the worst ending, we don't need the yellow gem. So we can just go directly to this room and pick up the red one. On every ending that you don't have to save Chris, so you don't have to pick up the yellow gem, there won't be hunters downstairs. The appearance of the hunters is triggered by the pickup of the yellow gem. The red gem is mandatory to continue the game, so the red one you have to pick it up always. Now remember, we saved the acid rounds right here. This is the main reason. Just enter to the save room and reload your grenade launcher with the acid rounds, that's it. Do not save everything because we won't visit this item box anymore in the game. The dodge for these zombies is always the same, just stick close to this wall and that zombie will always miss that 180-degree grab. And that's the main reason we don't kill the zombie on this hallway also, because he can be a Crimson Head right now. It's not impossible to avoid the Crimson Head on that hallway, but you have to go from door to door, and sometimes if you fucked up a little the input of the door, you can get slashed. So enter to the fight with the grenade launcher real quick. When you regain control of Jill, shoot him 3 times while you pump cancel, and then go down the ladder. I'm pretty sure I missed the first shot for some reason. So when you go down, start running for the camera change, aim and shoot. Oh, I didn't miss it, that's nice. It looks a little like I missed, but I didn't. So if you pump cancel correctly on the first floor, you should always kill Yawn with the 4th acid round downstairs or down the ladder. It's very consistent as long as you pump cancel the first 3 shots, because if you don't pump cancel, it won't give you enough time and Yawn will attack you. Another of the reasons you have to learn how to pump cancel in this game. Oh, so yeah, so by the way, I will leave a video tutorial on how to pump cancel in this game in the description below, because it's better to explain it while you watch the inputs I make with the controller. It's kinda hard to explain it, the pump cancel, just by saying it. So right now, before we leave the mansion, we have to go to one more room. And it's the room that you will use this mansion key the last time. Oh no, I think we will visit an item box also after this, yeah. Because this is real Survivor, yeah. Never mind. So enter to this room, and on the next one there's one zombie. To be honest, you don't have... the acid round won't kill him with one bullet. But sometimes it will kill him. But if it doesn't kill him, do not use another one. Because you need the other one for the hunter that is outside the art room. So just use one. Or you can even dodge him or use a defense item. Because believe it or not, on this game, every enemy can tank one kind of ammunition. Even a zombie can tank a magnum round. So it's not like you will 100% of the time kill every enemy with just one bullet. The only weapon that doesn't affect that rule is the magnum from Barry. That weapon will always one-shot everything, even bosses. So enter right to this hallway. Oh, I won't kill him? That's interesting. I thought I will kill him. Interesting. So go to the item box and pick up the... You need the magnum right here and the bulb. So reload your magnum. It's not necessary to pick up the shotgun, and I think I will pick it up. Save the blue bug. Pick up the shotgun, of course, the magnum, reload your magnum. And also pick up the bulb. Do not forget the bulb. So I think I will save maybe the shotgun shells. I don't remember, to be honest. Yeah, that's right. And right now you can like make this puzzle and you will have one item slot free and you can pick up the shotgun shells if you want. But to be honest, it's not necessary. You will only need maybe one shotgun shell after the hunter, because maybe the hunter won't die with just one acid round. But after that you'll need the shotgun shell until Lisa, or until the laboratory. So in order to kill this hunter, first go to the art room, because right now it's very risky to kill him. Re-enter, the hunter will be in front of you, shoot him one acid round, then equip the shotgun just in case he's not dead. But as you can hear, the hunters make a very particular sound when they are dead. That means they are dead. But sometimes he won't die with one acid round, as I told you, so that's a backup strat for that part. So right now, remember the fourth snake is not dead. So when you are going up the ladder, move your left stick to the left. So Jill, as soon as end up going up the ladder, will move directly to that position. By doing that, the snake will never be able to bite you. And the other snakes are not really a problem as long as you continue running. And because you killed the first, second and third snake that we killed before, the snakes never spawn on that place, or never respawn. So every snake you kill will disappear forever. So after you pick up the crank from Enrico's body, 3 hunters will spawn. The first one right here. Just keep running, go around him. He will always scream before trying to attack you. There are 2 more hunters that are on the next room. You can kill them if you want, but to be honest, the dodge is 100% consistent. Just stick close to this wall and make the curve as fast as you can. Even I fucked up a little right there, and I even dodged the hunter, as you can see. I never got hit on that section, so it's 100% consistent. It looks scary, but it's consistent. Alright, so because this is Rare Survivor, it's very possible that you will miss a shot on the Black Tiger. And I find out a really good strat, that it doesn't involve going around the Black Tiger. If you are not able to lure the jump of the Black Tiger, of course. Because if you are able to lure the jump, the fight is free. But anyway, enter to the fight without the Magnum equipped, because Jill is a little slower than Chris. And start moving your left stick to the left, a little to the down. Jill will move to the door. So this is the really good RNG. Because the Black Tiger jumps, so you can have 4 free shots and the Black Tiger's dead. But if you have the bad RNG and the Black Tiger doesn't jump and maybe tries to speed acid or hold the acid, it's the same movement. Just stand up on the same spot and start shooting. Believe it or not, for some reason the Black Tiger doesn't attack for at least 3 seconds. And it's the perfect time that you have to just continue shooting without going around the Black Tiger. I think that happens on the best ending with Jill. I'm not really sure. But it happens on Chris Real Survivor runs that I have. I'm pretty sure of at least on one of the endings. If it's not on the best ending with Jill, it may be on worst ending or the best ending with Chris. Excuse me. Alright, so some more item management before we leave the mines. Just go to the item box, or never mind, don't go. Yeah, I think it's not necessary with Jill. I'm so used to Chris, sorry. So, and remember too, you have to dodge these hunters, and it's the same. Just stick close to that wall and make the curve as better as you can. And you should be okay. The worst thing can happen is that you don't make the curve properly and you will get stuck with the hitbox of the second hunter, and of course he will attack you. I strongly recommend you to use the D-pad on that section and not the left stick. But that's about your preference, right? Maybe you are really good using the left stick. Right there I fucked up the puzzle. The puzzle is 4, 2, 3, 1. It's always the same. So on Lisa's labyrinth, the main goal is to know where to spawn Lisa and do not get trolled by the cameras. So I also use all the time the D-pad on this part, because I think I didn't mention it on any of my videos, but the left stick on alternate controls works with the camera, but the D-pad, the up button on the D-pad, it will always make your character go straight, if you can call it like that, because the D-pad doesn't work with the camera except on some exceptions. Sorry, I can't English. So yeah, it's like that. You will notice when you play it. Kinda hard to explain, to be honest. What I recommend is to not use so much the left stick on parts of. There are so many camera changes, like this one for example, so you won't get trolled. On the way out, go down the stairs, you spawn this on the left, and then you can leave. So for the way in, the second time is the same. You make her spawn on the left, and then go to pull the lever, and then go to put the broken flamethrower. Do not forget to pick up the jewelry box that is on Lisa's room. And yeah, if you wonder those snakes can inflict damage, I think they can. I never tested, I never stop and try it. But it looks like they can. The zombie of the forest is still in the same place. The dodge is the same, it doesn't matter which RNG it can give you. Let's see what the RNG gives me this time. Oh, it's just like watching the horizon. Pretty chill. Sometimes can give you a very weird RNG, but Doesn't matter which RNG you have, you always have to go around the trees and you should be okay. For this zombie, just run straight, and as you can see, he will always miss the 180-degree grab. This works both on 120 FPS and 60. Because we kill all the hunters that are on our way, we don't have to worry about anything until Lisa's fight. Right here, do not forget to pick up the emblem. I completely forget it right now. And I think I will backtrack. Or maybe I will figure it out right now. So right here there are 3 things. There are shotgun shells, the emblem, and a defense item. The defense item is not necessary, so just leave the room. So it's necessary to enter here because it's real survivor, and we left the magnum on this place. No, not the magnum, sorry. We left shotgun shells and the book, so save the grenade launcher is not longer necessary in the game. Also the knife. Pick up both books, pick up the shotgun shells. And that's it. You can also leave the crank is not longer necessary. And by doing that, you can pick up the grenade launcher now that I think... No, we can't because we need the other emblem that I completely forget right now. I think that's why I was like hesitating on the item box right there. Because it wasn't possible that I can have a free item slot, and I'm still forgetting to pick up the emblem, but it's okay because the backtrack it's completely safe, so shouldn't be a problem to go and pick it up. It's just a waste of time, you know. So right there I figured it out, I completely forget about the emblem, so I'm backtracking. So as I told you at the beginning of the game, real survival with Jill is not, the item management, because the item boxes are not linked, is not really an issue. It's kinda annoying, but it's not so much. With Chris it's very annoying, to be honest. With Jill it's like you won't feel it so much, but of course you have to make the item management correctly. So as always, the best weapon you can have against Lisa is the Magnum, because the Magnum will always stagger Lisa with just one Magnum round. And there are some things you have to take into account for the fight, and I will let you know that when we are getting close to the fight. Sorry for giving you anxiety. I'm joking. So yeah, so the things you have to take into account is that you want to be careful about these things. Do not get close to Lisa, of course, because Lisa can make a lot of kinds of auto attacks, and some of them even can make a 360 spin and can even hit you if you are behind her. When Lisa jumps and it's on the animation of landing to the floor, that's the perfect time window you have to go around her, because she cannot immediately auto attack when she's landing. If you stagger Lisa with the Magnum, you can also go around here, because the stagger will give you like a 1 second or half second window time, and she cannot attack because of that also. Because this is the worst ending, we won't have Barry in this fight, so we don't have to take care of him. And if you don't feel comfortable, you can even use Magnum rounds to stun Lisa, or maybe make her grab to on the edge of the platform. So the first stun is always free, and after the second stun the RNG starts. As you can see, you can just round around her because it's like she will never make a crazy auto attack. And if she jumps right here, and because I fucked up and I wasn't pushing the stone properly, gives her no time to... maybe she will be able to tag me. So that's why I just go for the safe strat and make her grab on the edge of the platform, and I can just have free time to push all the stones. So when the fight ends, just go directly to and pick up the Magnum's Barry's Magnum, the Magnum's Barry, excuse me. And this is the best weapon in the whole game. It one-shot everything, even bosses. Alright, so the last section of the game, the laboratory. Because this is real Survivor and we couldn't bring the canteen to fill it up with kerosene, we have to be... we have to be careful, of course, but we have a lot of things we can do. What I'm going to do is just to try to decapitate the zombie with Barry's Magnum. And do not miss the shot like me. And for the third one, I will also use Barry's Magnum. Hopefully I will decapitate him. But to be honest, do not do that and also save one bullet of Magnum's Barry, or Barry's Magnum. I don't know why I keep saying that, sorry. Because now, believe it or not, Magnum's Barry won't decapitate the zombies all the time, 100% of the time. That was very lucky, to be honest. And if you don't decapitate zombies or you don't incinerate them, those zombies can become Crimson Heads after the Tyrant fight on the laboratory, and they can be a problem. It's not impossible to deal with Crimson Heads when you created them there, and I think I will deal with them on the best ending with Jill, if I'm not wrong, or maybe with Chris. I don't remember. But yes, save one Magnum round from Barry's Magnum. That's very important because you need that for the Tyrant. So the login is Yawn, the password is 8, and the second password is Cell. And you have to open both B2F and B3F. We don't need demo disk, so you don't have to go and make some item management. You just have to go directly to pick up the laboratory key and continue with the game. So when I told you that you can do two things with those zombies upstairs, is that you try to decapitate them like I did it, but as I told you, it's not 100% consistent. And the best thing you can do, to be honest, is just disable them. So maybe you can use defense items on them, or you can shoot them in the leg with the shotgun. Believe it or not, on the way up, it's way easier to deal with them because you just have to dodge one zombie. And on the last way up after the Tyrant, it's kinda hard, but you can kill them on that time because they won't become Crimson Heads, right? Because you won't like go back to that specific section anymore in the game because it's the end of the game, if you know what I mean. So right here, use the key, use the key here, use the key, excuse me, and kill the zombie. Because I have a lot of shotgun shells, I will go to the Chimeras section and try to pick up those 6 shotgun shells, not necessary. So this is kinda hard because we don't have auto aim. You have to run to the corner of the white arrow and then try to position yourself correctly. I fucked up right there, so I keep trying to shoot. Fortunately the Chimera didn't go to the ceiling, so I was able to just kill her after I missed the Magnum bullet. But most of the time, if you miss the first Magnum round, the camera will go to the ceiling and you will keep missing if you keep shooting. Or shooting, excuse me. I can't English, man. Fuck. And that's the only Chimera you have to kill. The other ones, it doesn't matter if you kill them or not. It's very safe to touch them. And the zombie right there, it's not necessary to kill him as well, because he will despawn after you activate the elevator. Also, make sure you kill the zombie if he can grab your feet. And then pick up the nitroglycerine. With the nitroglycerine you cannot run, so you just walk. There's a speedrun strata that I think I show you on the ending too with Chris. Of course it's not properly performed, but it's the idea. But just walk. Not necessary to try to go a little fast unless you want to make like a challenge with speed also. And also no damage, you know. I always see interesting how Jill walks very afraid, and Chris walks like he's on his home, like pretty chill. So right here you will hear a Chimera on the left, but she will never go for you, so don't worry, it's just how the game wants to scare you. So you are completely fine. Just go and put the nitroglycerine on its place, and then you can start running. Chimera section on the worst ending, because you don't have to activate an ammo disc, is just about running. You don't have to dodge any auto attack. So just run, enter to the next room, run and turn to the left, then continue running, go directly to the door. Do not get stuck in that corner, it can happen sometimes. Right here, enter from the left and then leave from the right. And activate the computer, of course, do not do what I did. And then just leave. This Chimera most of the time will be with you, or will go with you to the door. And some other time maybe we'll try to attack you. But even if that Chimera tries to attack you, it's only about running. And as you can see, the zombie disappeared, so we can just continue with the game. It's not necessary to enter to the save room because we don't have the grenade launcher, so the flame rounds are completely useless. Alright, so the fight starts, quick turn, go to the sip. Oh no, don't go, just quick turn right there, equip the Barry's Magnum, aim and shoot. Remember you have to aim, so just remember that. Maybe you completely forget and maybe thought you have auto aim and we just miss the shot. So that's why I quick turn first, I get close to the wall, then I quick turn again, aim and shoot. That's it. The Tyrant will always die with just one bullet of Barry's Magnum. But yeah, that's it. There's nothing more to be careful about because we decapitated all the zombies, so there are no crimson heads. So this was Resident Evil HD Remaster without saving and without taking any damage, getting the worst ending with Jill Valentine on real survivor mode. Thank you so much for watching, hope you like, hope you enjoyed, hope you learned. I'm Ares, and I see you next time.
Jill, you did a fine job.